At first, I could scarcely process what I heard. Across the table in the quaint cafe, my partner toyed nervously with her spoon, swirling her latte. Then, she dropped a bombshell. She was setting off on a 2-week journey of self-discovery with her former lover. My stomach twisted, and I prayed I'd misheard. But her earnest eyes confirmed it was true. She softened the news with phrases like, "It's not what you're thinking, and I need to understand myself better." Yet, all I felt was a sharp pang of betrayal. When I asked why her ex was necessary for such a personal voyage, she said he was a vital part of her past, someone who truly knew her, and this trip was about finding peace with that history. Her words sounded rehearsed, as if crafted to ease my doubts. My hands shook, not with anger, but with the dawning truth that our connection was no longer solid. The following days were heavy with tension. I didn't beg her to stay. I believed that if her feelings for me were real, she wouldn't even consider leaving. Still, suspicions ate at me, casting doubt on her intentions. Her smiles seemed forced, her hugs lacked their usual warmth, and her phone was never far from her side. Late at night, I noticed her giggling at messages, and though she claimed they weren't from him, my gut told me otherwise. On the morning she left, I stood by the door as she pulled her suitcase out. She gave me a quick peck on the cheek, more like a gesture to a roommate than a lover, and said softly, "I'll be back before you know it." Watching her leave felt like seeing the final chapter of a book I wasn't ready to close. My heart ached, but I resolved not to contact her while she was gone. If she truly valued me, she'd reach out. The first few days passed in complete silence. No morning texts, no words of affection, not even a photo of her travels. Meanwhile, I tortured myself by checking her social media, where she posted nothing. But her ex was active, sharing pictures of breathtaking hikes, vibrant sunsets, and cozy dinners. Images where she wasn't visible, yet I felt her presence. The absence of communication between us was louder than any explanation she could give. A week into her trip, she sent a short, distant message. "Hope you're doing all right." I stared at it for what seemed like forever before replying. "Hope you're finding what you're looking for." It felt like trading words with a stranger, not the person I'd dreamed of a future with. The distance between us had grown far beyond physical. It was deep, emotional, and possibly permanent. My friends encouraged me to accept the reality, saying someone who truly loved me wouldn't need 2 weeks with an ex to figure out their life. Yet a stubborn spark of hope lingered, believing she'd come back certain of her choice in me. I hated that glimmer of optimism, but I couldn't snuff it out. Love has a way of humbling even the strongest hearts, and mine was no exception. On the 12th day, a photo crushed my hopes. Her ex posted a picture of them by the ocean, and though she wasn't tagged, her reflection shone in his sunglasses. That fleeting image was enough to knot my stomach with the pain of betrayal. I didn't text her or demand answers. Instead, I started packing her belongings into boxes, each item a silent acceptance of our end. When she returned, dragging her suitcase through the door, she acted as if everything was the same. She hugged me like she'd just come back from a short workday, saying brightly, "You won't believe how much I learned about myself on this trip." I didn't hug her back. Instead, I pointed to the boxes stacked in the corner. Her smile wavered, and for the first time, doubt crossed her face. She fumbled through excuses, claiming the trip was purely for self-reflection, that nothing romantic occurred, that she was only searching for her true self. But the weeks of silence, the vague photos, and her clear happiness in his company told a different tale. I told her I hoped she'd found what she was looking for, because our relationship was finished. Her face fell, tears welling as she grabbed for my hand, begging for another chance. I stepped away, no longer driven by anger, but by a firm decision. Sometimes love doesn't end in a storm of rage, but in a quiet acceptance of truth. I had made peace with her absence long before she realized it. That night, she left, crying and pleading, but I didn't chase her. Alone in the quiet of my apartment, I felt an unexpected calm. The hurt was sharp, but it brought a sense of freedom. No more doubts, no more waiting, no more lies. She had chosen her path, and now I was choosing mine. In the days that followed, a burden lifted. Friends visited to offer comfort, but I needed little. I had faced the worst, watching her leave with her suitcase. Now I was ready to heal, to rebuild, and to rediscover myself. And this time, I wouldn't need anyone from my past to guide me.